Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to address the overall market again. Then I'm going to be sharing with you the top two stocks that all of y'all should be keeping on your radar for this week. I'm also going to be doing an update on some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the past and answering some of you guys' questions like we always do here on this channel. All right, y'all. Before we begin, again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in, and also don't forget to click on that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. All right, so let's get right into it. Right off the bat, for those of y'all who watched our last video, that one was a very bearish video. I told y'all what to expect on the day after the CPI data was released, and so far, it's been doing just that. It's been collapsing. I was bearish before, and right now, the main question is it time to change our perspective on the overall market? Will we see some type of bounce, or will this sell off continue even lower? Well, let's take a look at why I personally wouldn't trust this specific point of view. Um, in the last video I showed y'all this one, right? We got this left shoulder, we got massive head right here, followed by potentially a right shoulder, but I just don't trust it, even if we form another bottom right at these lows right over here at 3,800, right? I think we're going to get there very, very soon. And then when it does, it's going to chop maybe for like a day, maybe for 2 days before it continues lower. All right. Now, the reason why I think that we're going to go lower, not only because of like the overall market sentiment, right, and the terrible reaction to the CPI data, but if you check out the weekly, for example, we're gonna zoom in right over here. All right, we're gonna zoom into the charts, and I don't trust this right shoulder. I don't trust it because of right here, the combination of these two candles. This is a bearish engulfing candle, and if this was supposed to be a setup for a massive bounce back up towards 4,300, we would have seen the market drop even lower, like a week or two ago to 3,800, like a very ferocious drop to this low before bouncing higher, and maybe we could have seen a positive reaction to CPI, maybe, right? But as of right now, the way things stand, it seems like that right shoulder is just getting too large, and I think that the next candle right here will be a massive red candle down, and it could potentially breach 3,800 and maybe even stay there below 3,800 by the end of the week. All right, that's just how things are looking to me. I could be wrong, I could be, but until the market does something different to prove me wrong, I'm not going to change my perspective on the overall markets. All right. I think we're going to see a very wide right shoulder followed by a breakdown below 3,800. Now, let's talk about the top two stocks that all of you should be keeping on your watches. The first one that I'm watching personally, and y'all should be keeping on your radar is PDD. Now, PDD, a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I made a video about how this stock is very, very suspect, and for two reasons. Number one, the overall sector, just China and Chinese stocks in general, and number two is there is an inverse head and shoulders on here, but the break of the neckline was extremely weak. And I gave y'all a warning. I gave y'all a warning about what could potentially happen and why I was just so cautious with this one. The neckline is right here. and it broke through it, yes, and that's when I made that video. And since then, it's been going sideways and sideways, and it hasn't really made that massive push that under the right conditions we usually witness and see and catch and make money off of. All right, but in this situation, it's looking very lumpy. And it's not looking great at all. Like, this is not something that you want to see, especially if like you bought calls over here or if you bought stock over here and your intentions was to sell at any point between like 80 and $85 at any point, then by this specific date, and this plays out, this is where fear and panic may kick in into the mind of people who may be long here, may be hopeful, and may be waiting. There are some gaps located below that still need to be filled, and relative to the other Chinese stocks, like a lot of them are looking pretty ugly. Like their bullish structure got ugly, and now it's looking like they may go down even lower. And this one is no exception. Watch it for a potential drop, a continuation, because it's already dropping, right? All the way down to 58 bucks by like Tuesday. All right. So that's the first stock that all of y'all should be keeping in your watch list. The next stock is a little bit more cleaner. It's not like this one. It's a little bit more cleaner. That one is Mara. All right. And why Mara? Well, it's pretty simple. We're gonna look at the 4 hour, and then we're going to zoom out. And if you look very, very closely, there is a head and shoulders on there, right? It's not like an inverse head and shoulders that didn't play out. This one is cooking. It's been behaving, right? It's been slowly falling, and the neckline is right here, and it's at the neckline. And right now, the crypto market isn't looking too great. So if there is another sell-off overnight, this thing could easily just break right below that $11 mark. Well, it's already below $11, but it could go at like 10.50 and potentially even fall to like 9.50. All right, the setup is there, so definitely keep this one on your radar as well. Now, let's do an update on a stock that I previously mentioned. In the last video, I told y'all that I was shorting UNH. Now, UNH was a really, really good play. But the thing that pissed me off the most is that it was so slow to get to, it was really, really slow to get to the price that I wanted it to get. All right, I told y'all that I shorted this one right here in that green circle, right here at the break of 517. And my intentions was to pretty much get rid of it when this gap on a daily chart filled. And I was expecting a massive drop starting from the open all the way down to here, followed by a rebound, right? And then we just go sideways. But instead, it was just playing a lot of games over here. And then the move that I wanted happened in the afternoon. I ended up getting rid of it at 9 o'clock because I wanted it to drop before 9 o'clock and seeing it behave down to 500. So it was decent, but it didn't play out exactly how I wanted it to play. The lowest it got to was 506. It didn't completely fill the gap. Eventually, it will. It's just a matter of when. Let's look at the daily. All right, let's zoom in right here. Yeah, it's only a matter of when. And right now, it went up to the 9 SMA, made a new lower low. The next one is probably going to open up at 518 and then start trickling down all the way to like 512 again. All right, this one is probably going to be a slow downtrend on the daily all the way down to 500. Eventually, that's going to fill. Like, I have no doubt about that. It's just timing it, and also the way it behaves that makes it kind of annoying. So that's pretty much the update on this one. The next one that I told you to watch was Amazon. And Amazon filled its gap. That one behaved really, really well. right? If you hold this gap by Thursday, like I told y'all in that video. So congrats to anybody who was able to make some money on that one. Where is it going to go next? Now, it's tough to say. It's really, really tough to say. It may chop a little bit, right? We may see like a wick all the way up to like 126, maybe a doji tomorrow, and the stock goes nowhere before it continues its way down, I think. I'm not too optimistic about Amazon, and Amazon follows the overall market. So I mean, we'll see how it behaves. Again, watch for intraday structures. Watch for intraday structures because they may provide some good opportunities for day trades. All right. Now, the last stock that I'm gonna address, somebody asked me to look at DOCU sign. DOCU. All right. Now, this one right here, slow fade throughout the last few months. It lost about like let's see, it lost about 80% of its value since the all-time highs. And is this thing done dropping? Again, this one is also hard to say, but I would say that the trend, which like starts right here, all right, this is the level of resistance. And every time it hit it, it just kept selling off, like right here, right, with earnings. And then again, right here. And then it had earnings. It showed a little bit of signs of life, and then it's selling off again. So watch for that until it breaks above it. The trend is still bearish, and it might slowly fade all the way down into the 40s within the next few weeks. And that's my very honest thoughts and opinion on all of these stocks. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, helps the channel a lot and allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on your notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't added me on social media yet, you can find me at Paul NGumah in the PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, there's some basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below, step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for you to have all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul NGumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.